Hey, my name is Pershlie. I am Hopi Tewa from the village of Walpi, and my Hopi name is Tawa Mana. And the message that I would like to give to the youth is about being truthful about who they are. But the most important thing is to find out who they are so they can be truthful to who they are. And that is very important because in this world at this time is filled with so many things that can lead you astray, can put you in a position where you may not make the best judgment. It can put you in a position where your belief system will be challenged. And if you don't know or understand who you are and what you stand for, it can be a pretty rough ride. So, my message to the youth is that it's very important that you know who you are and what you stand for, so that when you are being challenged, that you know that you can stand within your own truth, and people will not affect you in the manner that they can when you're not sure of who you are. In this time, it's very difficult for us to hold on to anything because everything passes so quickly. Everything is so instant in our world that there really isn't that basic understanding of how we get from point A to point B. It's like we get there in a moment's notice. But there are things that happen in life that do require time, commitment, and most of all, understanding. And when you're born, you don't become an adult overnight. It's a process. It's a process of growing physically, mentally, and spiritually. And sometimes we forget to grow spiritually. And at this time, in a lot of the lives of the youth, the spiritual growth has been so stunted. And that's the foundation of everything that we stand on. It shows us what we value, what we will stand for, what we will not compromise who we are for. It's something that is solid in us. And the most important value I think that is being taken for granted, number one is truth, is that we don't understand truth. We distort it, we make it fit what we think is the truth, and we even accept other people's version of the truth when we know within our own heart that it isn't the truth. So, developing your own core values about what truth feels like. Does it feel like being mistreated? Is that truth? Does it feel like being better than somebody else? Is that the truth? Does it feel like being less than somebody? No, truth is kind of like self love. It's loving who you are and knowing that there are some times you should not accept the way that people treat you just because they think that maybe you deserve it or that's the truth in how they see you. And you don't have to take on that truth because it's not yours. What you have to do is to feel within your own heart and your own gut what feels like love to you, what feels like acceptance to you, what feels like safety to you. When you can feel safe, when you can feel love, when you can feel you can speak your own truth, then that's what truth is all about. And when combined with love, it is absolutely magnificent. And it is something that I pray that every person that is young can develop within themselves. That they don't have to necessarily look for it, but they can feel it within themselves. And when you can do that, you can conquer the world in any aspect that you go out to explore. But it's also being respectful, and it's respecting other people's right to also have that in their own lives, to also express what's their truth. and not to judge them for it, but simply to accept them and allow them to be who they are and having them return that favor to you. That's the message that I feel is very strong, not only just to the youth, but to the elders and to the adults and to the children. And that's what's very important. As far as being Hopi and knowing that practices are very important, that when you believe in something and you develop practices and you believe ceremony, then you must do them, and you must do them in the manner that they were meant to be performed. And being prayerful about what you do, because basically the Hopi belief is that we are the peacemakers of the world, and it is our duty to bring peace into the world in a manner that's going to help everybody promote peace and well-being. And it is such a difficult time because we can get wrapped up in materialistic things of the world, and we forget to pray for the simple things of rain, the simple things of water, the simple things of having companionship and a community, and having ceremony where we bring collectively all our prayers together to make this a peaceful world. In the world that we are living in at this moment in time, it's very destructive because we're not very kind to one another. We fight amongst one another. We judge each other by our political affiliations, our lack of. We judge each other by our value of money, our lack of money. And we forget to look at the spirit of the people. And as Hopi people, that is one of our main focuses. When we do ceremony, it's never for us. It's for the universe. It's for the world. It's for the animals. It's for the people. It's for the rain. And sometimes we can forget that. And when we can go back to the basic foundations of living these traditions, these teachings, and these values, it will sustain us over decades and centuries like it has in the past. And being respectful and loving of one another and showing that by just a simple offering of a drink of water or a piece of bread or a handshake or a hug. Those are the simple things that really make a difference in the world. And not criticizing people for maybe a mistake they made in their life or something that they did that wasn't intentionally but it offended us. But knowing that we don't need to judge people in that manner. We all make mistakes, and then from that we can learn again to do it in a manner that is pleasing to ourselves, and maybe with the honor and of somebody saying, yeah, I saw how you grew out of that experience. That's what's important, because that's how a child learns, and that's how we'll continue to learn. And what is in my heart right now is that is learning to be accepting of one another. Creator did not make us all alike. He did not give us all the same feelings, the same memories, the same experiences, the same color of skin, the same attitude. Those are things that we have developed over time. But what Creator did give us was the same ability to love one another. And that's what's important. And it is not our place to pass judgment on anybody, but it is our place to help people when we see that they are going down the wrong path or that they're being misguided or misled. It is our place to say, stop, think about what you're doing. Do you feel okay with this? And then to the people who may be misguiding people, it's our place to say, do you know that there's a better way you can do this that will bring peace and harmony to each other rather than comparison and judgment and jealousy, and doing it for the right purpose, especially as we transition into elders, as wisdom keepers, as grandmothers, as grandfathers. That responsibility becomes greater. It's what we put before the young people that will determine whether they listen to us or shut us off. And it's using our experiences to guide them, because there isn't much that people offer to the young people other than television or Google the answer or look for it on your own or order it or self gratification to a different matter. But it's for us to speak with our hearts in prayer that the youth will listen. And I think that that's very important, because we have come into a world where we have left a lot of our basic principles of respect and generosity, humility, and acceptance of each other on a higher level.